Hi, friends. I got sick at a conference, and I guess I'm just announcing that I'm gonna make Hmm. that I probably won't make a video for a week or two until I feel better. Not that anyone really fucking cares or anything, but I'm just announcing that I won't be making an actual YouTube video for a little bit. Not because I'm lazy, which sometimes I am lazy, but I'm very ill right now. So, hi, Walter. Just announcing that I'm sick. Yeah. Yucky. Thank you. Yeah, I never get sick. This is really rare, but I was just at that fucking stupid conference in Denver. I mostly just went to go to the events, but obviously that got me sick. And I look like I've been like sweating because I've been having like the like shake the body aches and the shivering and stuff. Well, and I had a phone call scheduled today, so I put on like a little bit of eyeliner. So I was like, you know what? This is probably the best looking I'm gonna be. Well, even though I look like sweaty and gross. But I was like, hey, I put on a little eyeliner today, so might as well use it for a live stream. I had a phone call. Um, ah, I really rarely get sick, so this sucks. Drink water. Oh, I need to fill up my water bottle. Fuck. Sorry, I don't know why I did a live stream just so you guys can like watch me cough, but I don't know what rocket pool is. I need some pho. I do need some pho. My mother, my sweet mother, she made me chicken soup and brought it to me. She dropped it off to me. Oh god, I look really sweaty. Thank you. Thank you, people. Famous criminals number 2. Good God, lady, rest up. I know. Well, it's crazy because I feel like I've been falling asleep in like little bursts. So I've been falling asleep like every hour, but only for like 10 minutes and then waking back up again. Um, so I'll probably go to sleep soon. But um, oh, it's also Sam Bankman Fried's birthday. It's SBF's birthday. Well, you know what? Wait. When I look up SBF's birthday, sorry, I'm really not doing well. Some websites say it's March 6th. Some websites say it's March 5th. But I think it's March 5th. Okay, what do we trust more? Google, okay, Wikipedia? I don't know. I should have asked him. But it's his birthday. I don't think it's COVID. Well, I took this test. I took this test and it says it's not COVID. But I'm also, wait, does it say it's COVID? No, it doesn't. It says I think there's would be a second line. So it's apparently not COVID, but I feel really ill. Should we celebrate? Yeah, we should celebrate. I mean, Sam doesn't really give a shit about birthdays in the first place, but happy birthday to Sam. Gatorade, chicken soup, and NyQuil. Why Gatorade? Hi from West London. Hi, Zammy. Um, no, well, electrolytes. Do electrolytes help with sickness? I thought that was more for like hangovers. I don't know why I'm doing this live stream, but I figured that since I probably can't make an actual YouTube video for quite some time, I might as well just hop on a live stream. Um, I don't know. What should I watch on Netflix? I don't know what to do now. I really was hoping to do. Well, I really need to read Sam's new sentencing filing. It's like 98 pages long and has a bunch of attachments. But so long. And I don't feel well. When's Sam Bankman-Fried getting sentenced? March 28th. I'm gonna go in person probably. Does anyone want to wish Sam a happy birthday? It's more like you lose electrolytes when sick. Mm. Thanks, Alexandra. I never get sick. It's been like over a year since I've been sick. This fucking sucks. Oh, gonna die. The one good thing about this though has been that I was gonna say I haven't vaped at all. I've barely vaped since getting this sick. I've mostly not touched it. Okay. So that's the one good thing. And I'm like, maybe if this stops me from vaping for like a week, we'll see how long this sickness lasts. Maybe I can quit vaping. Maybe my illness will take over and I'll lose my addiction to vaping. Happy B Day, Sammy. Don't drop the soap. I'm back in California. I'm in Las Vegas right now. Howdy. Uh, okay. I probably can't make a YouTube video for a little bit, which sucks. Right? The silver lining. Ugh. Yeah, this sucks. Which chat am I reading? I'm reading all of the chats. I'm using this app called StreamYard and it combines all of the chats. I'm not drinking alcohol when I'm sick. Hi, Emmanuel Roberts. Ugh. This feels horrible. Thank you, Otis. I know, it's just already been a few weeks because I was traveling. I went to New York City to go see Sam in person because he had a court hearing that he had to go to. And oh, it was really kind of sad. Okay. I went to every single day of Sam's trial and he was wearing a suit because I guess the judge allowed him to wear a suit during his trial, even though he was at MDC Brooklyn. But he had this court hearing about his lawyers, and it was kind of sad to see. He was in like, it literally looked like a potato sack. Like it was like this rugged, like raggedy khaki slash tan, like literally looked like potato sack. I've heard from the other inmates they call it tans. But yeah, I flew to New York, and then I flew to okay, I flew to New York, went out and drank every single night I was in New York. Then I flew to Los Angeles for my friend's birthday party, went out every single night in Los Angeles. Then I flew to Denver, went out every single night. I'm not surprised that I'm sick now, but it was like already a few weeks of not working much. And now I can't work. So I'm a little bit stressed. Oh, fuck. I'm not going to join an influencer fight. I mean, it depends on what I'm doing to go out. If I'm having drinks with like one friend, I just have a couple drinks. But if I'm like party hopping a bunch of events, I'll probably be fucking wasted. Um, Customers are going to be made whole, but the problem is that they're made whole on petition date prices. So they're being made whole on the prices on the date of November 11th, 2022, when crypto prices were much lower. But that's just bankruptcy code, so they literally aren't allowed to pay customers back over 100%. But FTX has enough to pay customers back over 100% of their what they left in their account, if that makes sense. But I mean, I would hope that uh, obviously I know a lot of you people are like, I hope Sam gets life sentence, whatever. I'm not someone who takes that viewpoint. I but don't know if Judge Kaplan will actually factor in the fact that customers are being made whole. What does vitamin D do for sickness? I feel like I hear more about vitamin C. I agree that he should, but I don't think the judge will factor it in, sadly. Did he look as skinny as G-Lock described? He did look very skinny. Did Sam recognize your existence when you saw him? I mean, he looked back at like all of us and like gave like kind of an awkward little like that kind of smile. Um, but Sam and I are already in touch. I just can't talk about the content of our conversations. Uh, thank you, DJ Chippy. I don't know what I should eat. What will cure this? Oh, I'm not better, but thank you very much. I'm RNC. Will him being sentenced be shown live on TV? No, none of this was shown live on TV, and the sentencing is no different. It's the same judge, same courthouse. They don't show any of them live on TV. Oh, I'm looking at my vape, and I want to hit my vape, but I'm so sick. This, first of all, shows you what an addict I am. I will say that I'm proud because yesterday, I don't think that's a lie. I vaped once, like literally one inhale, one exhale, and then that's it. So I'm kind of proud of myself because I really am a massive addict. Hi, Goblin is here. If Sam ever comes out from jail, will I ever hang out with him? Well, I hope that he lets me visit him in jail. Ooh, liquid oregano. I've heard that. I've heard that before. Where do I find liquid oregano? Do they have that at like Trader Joe's? Liquid oregano. I've heard of that before. Take what shot? But yeah, I hope that I'm able to visit Sam when he's in jail. Amazon. So oh my god. Okay, how many years do I think he'll get? So the government is asking for him to get 100 years. I think 100 years is literally a fucking life sentence, and I personally think that's bullshit. I know that other people disagree. Oh shit. I know that other people disagree with that sentiment, but I'd like to be honest here, and you know, can I pretend to be completely unbiased? I do consider Sam kind of a friend, even though I do think he was guilty of fraud. But I think that life sentences should be reserved for like fucking serial killers and murderers and rapists and pedophiles personally. So I don't hope that he gets 100 years like the government is asking. I think it's possible that he gets like, yeah, someone says give him 10, that's enough. I mean, I kind of agree with that because I mean, ultimately, oh my God, literally, I think this is the most delusional comment ever. If people committed suicide, what's the difference between that and a serial killer? You genuinely don't see the difference between you genuinely don't see the difference between someone intentionally murdering and taking another human being's life versus committing financial fraud. You see literally no difference. And if you had any family members, you would think it's the same exact thing. If you had family members or friends or a spouse or children, you think, well, it's the same thing if you left money in a company and lost all of that money, that's the same thing as you getting murdered. So you'd weigh those two things equally. Like you don't mind your family getting murdered more than you'd mind them losing money to a crypto company. You see no difference. I think that's fucking delusional. Um, how did they recover the funds? Well, because it wasn't as straightforward a fraud as like other companies. It wasn't like all the money was spent on like strippers and drugs. Thank you, Edward Armando Delgado. Thank you. How did they recover the funds? Um, it wasn't like all the money was actually spent on like strippers and drugs. A lot of customer funds were misused basically, but put into illiquid investments like venture capital investments. So for example, um, like Anthropic, for example, like the AI company. So a lot of those investments actually did really well. So so they so based on dollar value, customers are gonna get 100% back basically. What's the 19 shot? Do I realize I'm making a YouTube video right now? I'm talking about like making an actual nicely edited YouTube video, obviously. And like reading something and like summarizing it. When I got sick, BTC down. Yeah, true. Bitcoin's down because I got sick. Thank you. Oh God, it feels horrible. Oh God, this sucks. Right? Yeah, Goblin is here. I'm a little bit stressed because I'm supposed to go to New York on March 9th, but I might just like see if I can. I already paid for accommodation and I hate wasting money, but I might see if I can just move my flight back because I feel like I shouldn't be on like flights when I'm this ill. Mm. I'm definitely, you're right. I am better off than SBF. That's true. I did want to make a video about his sentencing. I don't know why it's like such a controversial statement to say that I don't think that Sam deserves a life sentence. But since sentencing hasn't happened yet, I do feel the urge to like state that publicly. Not that it's gonna do anything, but I just don't think that a life sentence is necessary here. But thank you, Robert. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm still holding Bitcoin and ETH. Well, yeah. I think I sold like $500 worth, but I'm still holding. Um, yeah, I agree. Goblin is here. Do people want him to get a life sentence to punish him specifically or to make an example so others don't do the same? I think that some people genuinely think that what Sam did is the same or worse than literal murder, which I think is truly delusional. Like, I don't think that you could say that if you had a spouse or a loved one or a family member that you would think it would be the exact same thing if they were to get killed as it would be for them to have lost a bunch of money to a crypto exchange. Like, to think that those are the same thing, I think is delusional. But I think that's one of the most frequent arguments I see is that people say Sam is worse or the same as a murderer because some people might have killed themselves, and I think it's genuinely delusional to make that comparison. Yeah, I don't sound great. But I also think that he will get fucked because it's such a high profile case. Like there are so many eyes on this case, so I think that they will definitely want to make an example of him. It's like a career making case for everyone involved, like all the prosecutors, etc. So I think that part of it is also just like to make a statement publicly, which is kind of fucked up. Like it's just like I think it's a little bit fucked up for you get a greater sentence not based on the actual actions like your actual actions, but based on how high profile a case is. Like just because there's so much press and media attention. I think that's a little bit fucked up, but whatever. Mhm. His sentencing is at the end of March. I mean, no one here said that he was clueless. Someone was like, I don't think he deserves life, but I don't also don't think he was clueless. Food for thought. I'm like, no one said he was clueless, and I've also never said that I think he was legally innocent, but I don't think that that means he deserves a life sentence or even near that. Yeah, it's the scale. It is the scale of how much was stolen that plays into the duration of a sentence. But that's also the thing, like in some ways the amount was crazy because it was like billions of dollars of crypto, but in some way it depends on how you measure it because ultimately customers are being made whole. So whichever way you look at it, even like FTX's Chapter 11 team has announced that customers will be made whole. The lack of repentance. Yeah, I mean, it's tough because Sam is never gonna admit guilt. Like he's expressed to me multiple times that like he feels really horrible for what has happened and how people were hurt, etc. But fuck Friedman, it should be 200 years. Well, I disagree with that. And Mecca, you also don't even know his fucking name, so it doesn't sound like you even pay any attention to this case. Cruel and unusual punishment, I think so too. When will Caroline, Gary, and or be sentenced? I don't actually know the exact dates, but I assume that they'll all be around the same time as Sam. Yeah. Um. Someone said I should write a book on what I know about Sam's case. Um. Yeah, I've been approached by some people. It's like about books and stuff like that. I don't know. I might do it like years from now or something. I don't know. What's Sam's team asking for? Sam's team asked for like 6 to 7 years, I think, which, seems a bit short, but I also like I don't know what I feel is the exact fair number to like sentence Sam to. I don't feel right being like he deserves this many years, really. Like ranges maybe? Like I don't know. Fuck. Getting fucking weird emails. God, these stupid fucking. I don't take crypto sponsorships, so I just get so fucking annoyed when companies like continue to message me offering me their token to promote them. I'm like, I don't fucking take crypto sponsorships. It's just like there are like 5 emails in a row. And I'm like, I haven't responded to your last 5. I'm not gonna take fucking tokens. Mm. I agree. Goblin is here. And I know it's like such a, I don't know why it's such a controversial statement to say I don't believe he gets life, but that I don't think he deserves life, but I would just feel wrong if I didn't say that. Like after all the conversations I've had with Sam and like how closely I've covered this case, I know that the answer that the public wants to hear the most is to be like, fuck that guy, put him in prison for life. Like that's the answer that like gets people the most applause. But I also don't think people have watched this case as closely as I have or know what happened with the money and what the outcome looks like it'll be for customers and like talked to Sam obviously, etc. So I'm just kind of like I think it'd be wrong for me to just give the answer that I know that everyone wants to hear. Like, because I assume that people who are very like into like CoffeeZilla would want me to say that I think he needs to be put in jail for life, but I just don't think that. Yeah, if people are made whole, then restitution is made. I agree, but I don't think that Judge Kaplan will take it into consideration. I wonder if someone original. If he asked for 6 to 7, he'll probably get 10 to 15. No, but the government is asking for 100 years. So I kind of doubt that he's gonna get 10 to 15. Even though I do think that like I mean, so for me, the one reason I can understand for a lengthy prison sentence is the deterrent aspect. But I'm kind of like, is 10 years not enough of a deterrent? Like that's literally a decade of someone's life. Like you don't think that taking a decade of someone's life is a deterrent? I feel like after that, I mean, for me, I think that the people I want to have 20 plus year sentences are people who I feel are actual dangers on the streets and shouldn't be out of it, like out able to walk around publicly. So that's why I'm just kind of like, yeah, I think that white collar criminals deserve a prison sentence. But I also think that, God, uh, apparently it's not COVID. That's why I'm so confused. I never feel this sick. I feel really sick, but I never get this sick. I haven't been sick in like over a year. Do I think he'll show emotion during sentencing? I kind of don't think he will. It's really hard to get emotion from Sam. Emeka, you realize that FTX customers are being made whole, right? Did you realize that? A few facts. This shows how fucking addicted I am to juuling shit. I also don't understand how it helps any customer. As someone who lost a 250,000 to Celsius, I don't see how Alex Mishinsky going to prison for more than 10 years helps me at all. I think that he should have to pay restitution so that it actually goes back to creditors. And obviously, I doubt that they're going to be able to make the billions of dollars that were lost by working themselves. But I also think that is slightly more actually productive than them sitting in jail cells for the rest of their lives with actual like serial killers. Because serial killers and pedophiles, I think, should be off the streets for the rest of their lives. But do you know how like the sentencing works? Actual pedophiles. I used the Jared Fogle case because it was a high profile example of pedophilia, and he had 14 child victims, but he got 15 years in prison. So I don't really understand the argument for why he should be able to walk the streets in 15 years, but Sam Bankman-Fried, who isn't an actual physical harm, should be in jail for the rest of his life when I think he should just be barred from financial services again. Yeah, I mean, there everyone's looking at it differently because customers will be made whole. Mm. But I don't think Judge Kaplan cares about that. How much good time do you get in the feds? I don't know how much good time you actually get in the feds. I had this conversation with Matt Cox, so it's in an interview. I just don't remember it off the top of my head, but it's in one of my interviews, and I don't feel right like giving a number when I don't remember the exact number he said. But I'm not trying to plug my interview, but I remember Matt Cox talks about it. Oh, I just don't feel well. My brain's not working very well. Ugh. You had the flu twice. So maybe I just have the flu and not COVID since my COVID test is negative. But I'm not crazy, right? I'm clearly sick, right? Like the fact that my COVID test came out negative was almost disappointing because I was like, am I gaslighting myself? I'm sick, right? Like I'm very sick. But to get a negative result, I was like, am I not sick? No, I'm sick. Okay, so maybe it's just the flu. And Emeka, you realize that's bankruptcy code. Like you can't be paid more than 100% of your claim value. So there is more to give customers, and I think that's unfair that customers can't get over 100%, but they would be able to based on the investments that they've made. Like for example, some of the ways the money was used was one of their largest investments was Anthropic. Anthropic, they put $500 million into, which they shouldn't have put that money in the first place. Like, I don't think the guy's innocent. He shouldn't have invested in Anthropic with customer funds in the first place. But Anthropic, which was initially $500 million, is now worth over $2 billion. That's what I'm saying. Like, customers are getting 100% based on petition date prices because that's how bankruptcy code works, and that doesn't really have to do with Sam. That's just literally how bankruptcy code works. He was as sick as me. Wife tested positive for COVID, but only had mild symptoms. So those tests can be strange. I wonder if I just didn't do the test well enough. Like maybe I not stick it deep in my nose enough, maybe? It feels COVID-y. Like the way I feel right now, it feels like when I had COVID. Also, this test is from 2019. So do these tests expire? Do COVID tests expire? I should look that up. Okay, let's see. Does this have an expiration date? I bought this literally back in COVID times. Do COVID tests. Ugh, it doesn't say. Read some good books. That'll cheer me up. I do not have the mental capacity to read right now. Oh my god, I'm not promoting a COVID test sponsor. Ugh. Oh, sorry, I am spitting mucus into this napkin and throwing it away, okay? It's kind of gross, but I don't feel good. Yeah, I do seem pretty sick. Right? It feels like COVID, but I took two of these tests and they both said I don't have COVID. Yeah, the fact that I'm trying not to vape. I know, right? It's so hard not to vape, but I really don't feel well. Um, you don't think COVID? Yeah, also, like, since I bought this test in since I bought this test in 2019, I wonder if the COVID strains have just changed so much that this test is no longer like, you know how there were so many different strains of COVID? I wonder if like COVID as a virus has changed so much that the same test wouldn't pick it up. I'm not a scientist, okay? There are other illnesses than COVID. No, but I'm like I was having difficulty smelling things. Let me see if I can smell some things in my bag. This is supposed to smell like chocolate. Like I have really faint sense of smell. Get a new one. I don't want to spend money just to see. Okay, so I asked my mom if she would buy me a COVID test, but she was like, "Well, what's the difference going to be? Like, if you find out you have COVID or you don't have COVID, you're obviously sick, so you're going to just stay at home until you feel better anyway. So what's the difference?" So there's some merit to that. Like, I'm not planning on like gallivanting around the city since I'm really sick. So I'm kind of like my this COVID test says I don't have COVID, but even if I get a new test and it says I do have COVID, I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna stay in anyway and isolate. I found one result that the government used lasted 12 months. Okay, so this test is definitely over 12 months old. Honey lemons. Okay, I don't drink when I'm sick, guys. I don't think it's helpful. You know, it's based on bankruptcy code. So do you think that Sam just should not have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy? Because honestly, if Sam just didn't file for Chapter 11 and somehow managed, I'm talking to this Emeka girl, or I can't tell if this is a girl or a guy. Um, but so Sam has constantly said his biggest regret has been filing for Chapter 11 because he thinks that the company would still be afloat. I think that's kind of a delusional statement, but you seem to like not really understand how bankruptcy code works. But if you do like now, the value of FTX's assets are up drastically. A lot of their investments have gone up drastically. So you seem upset that that's how bankruptcy code works because it means you're going to be worse off than at the beginning. So, are you more upset that Sam filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy? Do you wish that he just didn't file so that the company remained afloat? And then by now, if, like, as we've mentioned, FTX customers would be made whole. So, theoretically, if Sam was able to just hold out for this long without filing for Chapter 11, then seems customers would be able to be made whole, but like not on November 11th prices is what I mean. Like the reason that customers are locked in to November 11th prices is because Sam filed for Chapter 11. So are you pissed that he filed for Chapter 11? You wish that he didn't reveal the fraud? I don't recommend products. Like this person keeps asking me to recommend products to them. I don't recommend crypto products. I don't promote crypto products. I don't recommend crypto products. I mean, other than like cold storage, I guess I use a ledger, but like I don't recommend wallets. If I were to recommend a wallet, I'd expect them to pay me, but I just don't feel comfortable recommending anything in crypto. Many COVID-19 tests last for just a year or so. Oh, shit. Yeah, this is definitely expired then. Makes sense because the line is really like not even the top line is not very it's not really It's kind of faint. Yeah, the test is not valid anymore. This Emeka person seems psychotic. They're now saying, I'm gonna create a crypto platform. Give me your funds, everyone. You sound fucking crazy. Maybe a new test. Yeah. See, but is there any COVID specific medicine? Yeah, I feel like it's COVID. Your earlier argument was that if customers can't be made whole in 10 years, then he shouldn't be able to like live a normal life in 10 years. You seriously, Emeka, you really think that he needs like a life sentence? You think that what Sam Bankman-Fried did is worse than serial pedophiles who get 15 years in prison? I just personally, like, ethically and morally just disagree with that. I don't think that's how the criminal justice system works. Like, I do think that Sam will be punished much more harshly than a pedophile or a rapist. But I personally think I think that's fucked up. Like, I think that pedophiles are the ones who need to be in prison for life. They need to be kept off the fucking streets so they can't, so they can't victimize children. But the people who think that what Sam did is worse, I think is crazy. The chemicals that react to form the lines to show if you have COVID or not break down over time, so that's probably why the top line is dull. Oh. Yeah, it is dull. There's not even a faint second line though. Oh fuck. Uh, uh, you said it's because the number of lives affected. Well, it's more based on the dollar amount. That's what's in the actual like recommended sentencing guidelines. They look at the dollar amount, and the guidelines stop at $500 million, which is why the recommended sentence is like life because it was billions of dollars. And I personally think that like things like intent should matter more personally. Like there are slightly smaller frauds that were in the hundreds of millions of dollars, but where like for example, oh I need to upload this interview. But for example, I interviewed this guy named Ray Trapani, and he started this company called Centratech. And the company was started as a fraud. It was started to enrich their own lives. The guy, I mean, I feel bad like shit talking him, because I interviewed him, and I'm not saying that I think he deserves life either. Um, but I think that intent should matter more. So Centratech, I think they ended up stealing close to a $500 million. Um, but it was started as a fraud. Like he self-admittedly, like he says that they started the company to be a fraud so that they could steal customer funds. But it didn't get as large in scale as SBF. But guess how many years in prison he got? 0. That's because he ratted on his co-conspirator. But guess how much his co-conspirator got? 8 years. Like, I think that's fucking crazy, and I feel bad because Ray's been really nice to me and kind to me, um, so I feel bad being like, "You should have gotten more." But to me, it's kind of crazy that the way that the sentencing guidelines work is that they look at the dollar amount more than they look at someone's stated intent. So I think it's kind of crazy that Ray has come outright and said like, "Yeah, it was a fucking fraud. We were trying to steal customers' money." Like, there's a documentary on him on Netflix called Bitcon, and he literally said the documentary starts off by him saying, "Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a criminal." And Ray and I talk about it in our interview, and he had like a lot of childhood trauma, and he was like molested as a kid. Not that any of those things excuse someone committing large scale financial fraud, but he stated basically that his intent was to commit financial fraud. So it's crazy to me that someone like that can get zero jail time. Him getting zero jail time was because he was able to rat on his co-conspirator. But it's crazy that even the co-conspirator, who also like admitted that they were that the company was started as a fraud, only got 8 years. And I think like Sam's recommendation is life. So I just think that's kind of wild. But like, I don't think that FTX was started initially as a fraud or with malicious intent. But obviously, the dollar amount of the misuse of customer funds, which I'm not like saying that there wasn't a misuse of customer funds, there obviously was. But it's kind of crazy to me that like intent doesn't play more of a role in sentencing. Like, do you guys disagree? Like, uh, mm, yeah, I kind of agree with 10 to 15. Yeah, life is too much for fraud. I personally agree. Personally, I think that the people who need to be in jail for life are people who are like actual dangers physically to people out here on the streets. Like as a female, I have I've had a couple okay, I've had one serious stalker. Um and I looked him up and I found that he had like a criminal record. But he was fucking able to walk the streets and I called the police on him and they basically told me that unless he hurt me, I couldn't do anything really. Um, but I feel like there are people like that where I'm actually worried for my safety. Like as a girl, I do worry about my safety. People where actually worried about my safety, I'm like, those people need to be in fucking prison for life so I can walk the streets safely. I think like the way that jail should be used should be to protect public safety. And then like on a to a lesser extent, I understand the need to deter any kind of crime. So I do believe that like Sam should get a prison sentence, but I don't think it should be life. Like to me, I'm kind of like we need to protect our children. We need to protect people. We need to protect so I think that pedophiles should be in prison for life. Rapists, murderers. Yeah. A lot of people have made the comparison to the bank. I guess still just like I do think that what Sam did was technically illegal, but like it is not too dissimilar from banks, honestly. But um how did I know he was stalking me? This was actually before I became a public person. This was just someone who I met once in New York City. Fuck. It's such an instinct of mine to just grab. Oh, I don't know what I should do to this vape. Okay, I'm just zipping it. It's such an instinct to hit the vape. Oh my god, this is hard. I'm gonna try to quit during this sickness. Maybe I'll restart after I'm done being sick. Maybe not. Anyway, no, my stalker was someone that I met once in New York. Oh, hold I wonder if I can look up his name. Mm. um. Okay, so wait, what was I? Oh, so it was this guy in New York. This might have been stupid on my part, but this guy had a table at some nightclub, and he invited my friends and I to his table for a drink. He was like a decently good-looking guy, seemed totally normal. He was telling my friends and I about his life and his job, and he was like, "Oh, I went to Harvard. I whatever X, Y, and Z." Looking back, he was probably fucking lying about all of it. But he seemed like a normal, clean-cut guy. He seemed fine, and I just told my friends, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna Uber home." And he was like, "Oh, I drove here and I was gonna head out soon anyway. So, do you want to lift home?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." I guess it sounds weird to take a ride from a random person, but we kind of do that with Ubers anyway, and he seemed totally normal, and my friends didn't think anything of it either. Like, he seemed very normal. And honestly, I guess am a risk taker in that regard. Like, I backpacked all around the world for 3 years straight, and and got in cars with lots of random people. And never had anything weird happen to me. Um, but anyway, so he drove me home when I was living in New York. And then he asked me on a date, and I was like, can we talk about it later? I tried to like ignore it, but he asked me for my number, and I gave him my number. Stupid. And then he started like the next day I woke up to a message from him being like, "Hey baby, I made us a reservation at Gramercy Tavern, I don't know what it's called, Gramercy something." And I ignored it, and then he was like, "Hey baby, I got you a gift." So it started with like weird love bombing, being like, "I bought you a gift, honey." Whatever. And then I blocked him because it just kept going for like a couple of days. So then when I blocked him, he knew where I lived. So he started just camping outside my fucking apartment to where I like couldn't leave. My friend Laura can testify to all of this because my friend Laura literally stayed with me in my apartment to like protect me from this guy because we looked him up and he had a criminal record. Anyway, this went on for months, like several months. Like, I literally moved apartments because of him. My friend Laura can literally back me up on all of this. Maybe I should have my friend Laura on my YouTube channel so we can talk about my stalker story. But yeah. Anyway, um, there are harassment laws where if you contact someone twice and they told you the first time to leave them alone. Wow, that's good. It's not like that in the US. I called NYPD, and they said like he was he was on the street like just sitting outside in his car, and they were like, well, I mean, it's technically a public street, so he's allowed to be parked there, but so unless he actually this escalates, we can't really do anything right now because right now he's just sitting outside. And I showed them the text, and they were like, yeah, I mean, like, we can't really do anything unless it escalates, which is wild to me. No, they can't do anything unless it escalated into like, I was like, escalates into what? Like, he hits me? We're waiting for that? It's wild. Yeah, it was fucking weird. Yeah, I think he did have a personality disorder. The crime I found on him was domestic abuse, so not amazing. That's why I was literally terrified for my life. I was so scared to leave my apartment. Or domestic violence or whatever. Right? We will investigate it when you're dead, if that helps. Right? It's fucking wild. What was my ex like? Like, in what regard? My ex was like kind of a nerdy. Well, he was sort of nerdy, but he works in the music industry. He was a tour manager. Someone says, are we going back to zero? Oh God, what's Bitcoin's price now? Oh, 63. Could be worse. I was worried that it like dipped below 60K. Sorry, that was a burp. Oh, and I feel like I have to sneeze. Oh. What do I think Sam's body count is? I don't know, but I kind of want to ask him that. I think he's had very few serious relationships. Which guy are we talking about? A previous guest. Huh? No, no one that's been on my channel was my stalker. What are you talking? Oh, you're talking about my ex-boyfriend? No, my ex was in the music industry. He was a tour manager. I met him in college, but we didn't. But I worked basically under him. I was an intern at this company called Red Light, and he was a manager, and he did. We didn't date until after I finished that internship several years later. Um, did I watch Ben Armstrong's karate combat thing? No. Sam seems like he would be more excited by games and business than women. I think that is generally fair to say. Like, he told me in a lot of our conversations that he certainly prioritizes his work above um above relationships. And I remember being really shocked by that statement. I was But he was like, "Yeah, I never really prioritized my relationships." But um I think that he does like things like playing a game or sex itself just because like it kind of makes him focus on something other than his depression. It feels like I think that that's how I describe it. I don't know. Is it true that Asian girls don't have BO? I don't smell any BO, but it could be because I have COVID. I don't really have bad BO, but also if I don't shower for like fucking a week or two, I certainly wouldn't smell good. But I don't think I like some of my friends really have to like lay on the deodorant and they like complain that like normal deodorant is not good enough for them or shit like that. I certainly don't have that problem. Like if I don't wear deodorant for like a day, it doesn't really smell. But if I don't wear deodorant for like a week, it would probably smell. Will I venture in roles outside of journalism? I don't know what I want to do, honestly. I really enjoy live streamings, but did I ever ask Sam if sex was better on meth? Do you consider Adderall meth? I don't know why some of you think Sam literally took meth. He took Adderall. I tried to get Sam to take ecstasy and he said no because he was like, I don't really do recreational drugs. If the feds actually offered me to work for them, would I? No, fuck the feds. Fuck the feds. Adderall is the exact same thing as speed. Sure, I wouldn't say that they're all the same thing as each other. They're in the same like category. Who's the most difficult person I've interviewed? Hmm. I don't know. I find talking to most people generally easy, but I also everyone I've interviewed I felt was like adjacently related to something I sort of knew about. I would find it difficult to interview someone where I didn't know or care much about their story or whatever, because I don't know that I'm like an expert interviewer. But like if I talk to someone who was in jail with Sam, for example, that's not that hard for me because like I just know what I'm curious about jail. Yeah, I'm not a serious one. Finance. That's funny. Okay. Since I'm taking an intermission from making videos, if anyone would like to donate to me while I take this week off, I don't know why sometimes people get upset when people post donation links. I like doing live streams, but like I hope that when I put content out, I'm able to earn some income. Ugh. Why did this send in two separate messages? Did it send in two separate messages? And if you want to support me for free, My main sponsor of my YouTube channel is Aura, and I want to keep this sponsorship. So since I can't make YouTube videos to include my Aura sponsorship, if you'd like to sign up for my Aura link, then I'd appreciate it. I'm just copy and pasting from the description box right now. But Aura is just basically like, okay, have you ever looked up how much of your fucking information is leaked online by data brokers? Because I literally, when I first started using Aura, I didn't know it was this wild. But like tens of websites had leaked my phone number, my home address, everything, passwords. So yeah, Aura basically searches for your information that's being sold by data brokers and then submits all those opt-out requests. And technically those data brokers have to remove your information after you submit an opt-out request, but it's a huge time saver because I don't daily look up my name to see where my information has popped up on a new website and then go through the fucking long ass process of submitting an opt-out request. But Aura basically just cleans up all of your information that's been leaked online. And I think you'd be surprised. Well, if you just sign up for my Aura link, it will automatically check and tell you all of your information being leaked online. So I fucking love Aura. I literally do pay for a monthly subscription to Aura. I don't say that because it's part of like a pitch. I literally pay for a monthly subscription because I want my information to be safe. Bye Goblin is here. Love you. Fuck. It's a rough day. I'm not well. I'm very bad. Oh. Well, maybe I should. Oh yeah, my Aura link is aura.com/Tiffany. Maybe I should pin it. Because I'd make a YouTube video with an integration, but I don't think I'm gonna make a formal YouTube video for the next couple weeks. But Aura is my main channel sponsor. And I get a lot of sponsorship opportunities, largely in the crypto space, but I don't feel comfortable promoting any of that stuff. But I actually use Aura. Thank you, Kai. Have a lemon ginger tea. Thank you. I tried to make a lemon tea yesterday and just put a bunch of lemon in like hot water, but it kind of like it's very acidic, so it kind of hurts my tummy. But I've heard it's supposed to be good for you, so maybe I'll suck it up. Don't vape. Yeah, it's hard. I'm very addicted. I don't even know why I've been on this for so fucking long. I bet I've lost followers, but whatever. Ugh. Yeah, I should sleep. Okay. I love you. I'm not gonna make a video this week, but I would really appreciate it if you sign up for my Aura link. All my links are in the description box. I'm probably gonna private this video after, but I might leave it up on my second YouTube channel, which is just youtube.com/@TiffanyFongTV. Huh, you watched Gene on another channel. He's waxed his eyebrows and glammed it up. Yeah, he cares a lot about his appearance. But Gene is really nice. He's been nice to me. Uh, love you guys. If you want to support me for free, you can sign up for a 2-week free trial at aura.com/Tiffany. I would put this in my YouTube video this week, but I'm not going to make a YouTube video. But Aura literally helps keep my information off these random fucking data broker websites that sell your information. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's those websites where you can look up someone's name and then you can buy the ability to see their like fucking home address, their phone number, etc. And I didn't know how much of my information had been leaked on all of those websites. And then when I signed up for Aura, it showed me all of the places my information was leaked. And then it submitted opt-out requests and removed them for me. So then I get notifications when it's like, we've removed your phone number from here. And we've removed your home address from here. It's fucking wild. So I actually love Aura and I pay for a subscription so I can keep my information off these websites, which for me and for most people I feel like in crypto is like important to keep your information safe. How often do I shower? I usually shower frequently, but I felt really sick the past 2 days, so I haven't showered. Not well. I barely left bed. It's literally just been me bed and then filling up my water bottle and then peeing and then back to bed. Oh, or it's not available in Canada. Someone is posing as me in a fire Facebook group. No, I'm not in any Facebook groups. You should report them and point out that I said that they're fake because I'm definitely not in any Facebook groups. What are they even promoting? Oh, that sounds fucking retarded. Thank you, Kai. I appreciate you. Yeah, I've been to Amsterdam. Oh, God, I feel like shit. Don't shower. Oh, I keep feeling like I have to sneeze. Nothing's coming out. Oh, it's really unpleasant feeling. Thank you, guys. Okay, I love you. Bye.